So my name's Clint, or Clinty Climbing to those who only know me from social media. Grew up in a place called 𝗟𝗔𝗡𝗗𝗏, which is right beside Wembley. So at my teenage years, I spent growing up in 𝗟𝗔𝗡𝗏 and Wembley. Went to school in Highgate and wasn't really sporty. Hated all standard school sports like football and rugby. They just weren't for me. I was like, not that guy, you know. Last to be picked a lot of years later in 2016, 2017, a climbing gym called 𝗟𝗔𝗡𝗗𝗏 in Hendon open, and just looking at this crazy building with all these colourful blobs on the wall and people jumping up and down. I mentioned being scared of heights, and one of the guys at the time was like, oh, it might help with your fear of heights, you know. Went for the induction a week later and was hooked. And then it went from going outdoors a little bit, you know, once a month, once every other couple months, to now going outdoors all the time. And now I've got to the stage where I'm like, oh, I can see what they're talking about. I love being in nature. I love the freedom, the fact that you leave like your normal worried and stressful week behind. You leave a million people in the city, pollution and London Underground behind. You feel the relief from being away from the city.
There it is, that's it.
Let's send.
It's always daunting, right? Being the first or being the only, depending on your personality or the character of the person, is very scary. Like you say, you want to go and climb this random mountain in a countryside you don't know, and you're going to be the only black or brown person, mostly for that weekend. It's a justified fear, because although I've been outside a lot and have had next to no racial hate or attention, if you're someone who's not used to being outside, you've now watched the news or read a Facebook group and you've seen how daunting someone else has found it from a black or brown background. You heard a story where someone else has gone outside and had a hard time, or it's happened in your city. So why do you want to put yourself in a situation where you're now 50 miles away at least from another person who looks like you? Yeah, going outside is good for your mental health, but it takes a strong mental will to challenge all the fears. I think if you want to get people from working class backgrounds, inner cities, those who aren't obviously exposed to being outdoors, you need to make it easier, but you also need to make it cheaper. For a single mum of two who's got to spend £50 plus per a child just to get them outdoors, it's really not going to happen. She's got to pay for these kids' school trips, pay for their clothing, the normal bills that everyone has to deal with, while still finding an extra 100, 150 quid to take her kids outdoors. Everyone says the outdoors is free, but it's really not. If you want to get people out there, make it more accessible. Maybe start off in schools, have more school trips, taking people outdoors and showing them how they can do it for themselves, because it's great when everyone jumps on a coach and they're up in the middle of a field or a forest and it's like, here you are. But you're not educating them on how to do it, so maybe show them how to do it while they're in primary school through to later years. Bigger kit discounts on train and travel, and maybe ones for their parents as well, you know. So if a teenage kid wants to go outdoors but needs to bring his parent, the parent can also get a discount and therefore make it more affordable. Once the cost barrier is gone, they just need to see other people out there. So videos like this, a bigger social media presence, just saying, hey, it's not for everybody, but if you do want to try it, this is how it's done. You won't be the only one, or you're one of many. And I guess, yeah, this is how we change it. Maybe you are the only one, but then you won't be for long, and there'll be 5 or 6 or 50, and this is how diversity in the outdoors gradually changes. It's taken a lifetime to get here. It will take hopefully less time, but still a long time, to go from a very white Caucasian outdoors to a more mixed and diverse one. But steps like this video, like discount codes for trains, guide people like the protected landscapes, national trails, even the National Trust are there, because someone does need to maintain the paths, make sure the kissing gates and the gates that keep the wild animals separated from normal human traffic. They're all needed, and need to be able to educate people on the role they play, because the outdoors is free and is for everyone, but it does need taken care of. And the more of us that go outdoors after seeing videos like this, or being inspired and encouraged to go outdoors, the more protection the outdoor needs. While it's great that we're out there hiking, it's also our job to be respectful of the land that we have to walk through. It's amazing that organisations like Protected Landscapes and National Trails are there, keeping them well maintained, keeping people safe, keeping people educated. I do feel like the education needs to start earlier and deeper in the cities. I didn't find out about the companies I just mentioned until I was already outdoors, so it'd be great if these groups, if these foundations were seen more in schools and maybe adverts in inner city train stations, letting people know you can get outdoors, having the adverts, having the information in, say, national park huts is great, but if it's a national park hut, that person's already made it outdoors. We need this information to start sooner and earlier, and yeah, like I say, in schools, on public transport, in places where inner city kids go, and like, hey, you can go to Hampstead Heath, you know, it's only a train ride away and it's free, or you can jump on the train to the peaks, and if you do it in summertime, Protected Landscapes have organised, you get a government discount, and this is where you can stay and this is what you can do. They need to make the lands that they're protecting more known and more available to those who aren't already there.